All right, man. Just released the Agile versus Waterfall episode. Yes!
Yeah, it's a good one on the agility conversation, which is really turning into a fantastic podcast, a series of great episodes all about these ideas. And this one that released today, Agile versus Waterfall, a deep dive.
It doesn't get any better than talking about waterfall versus agile and the traditional approach to project management, which the agile movement now calls waterfall. Don't you just love that? Because there's this waterfall cascade of stages and gates and budgets and resources and requirements, and then we design it, and then we develop it, we test it, and we eventually on that big bang day release it. And if we're not careful, it can be an unmitigated disaster. How do we pivot to a more agile approach? And what we've been talking about, which is so fun, is how even very smart, experienced people can so easily and unconsciously unpivot back to waterfall, because that is how we've been educated.
Right. And even if you're not familiar with this idea of waterfall, in terms of project management and our orientation towards work, you'll start to recognize it when we talk about it in this episode. And you'll come to realize how much it informs just your approach and your mindset towards a lot of stuff in your organization and how there's a better way forward. And we talk about that. I give you some great tips for you to really put into action today with regard to your leadership.
Yeah, so like the 1990s era song from TLC, don't go chasing waterfalls, guys. Chase Agile. And we've got this stuff for you. Check it out on the Indigo podcast. We're available on all major podcast platforms. We've got a link in the description if you're finding us through YouTube. We'll see you there on the podcast.